future of film is going to be 100% digital, from writing through locations and performances. We will see actors from the past, but our AI stars will be better at their craft than the current crop of social media-fueled, self-absorbed no-talents the studios employ today.
This is Boeschlit. Good morning, I'm Kurt Balderdash, and this is Boeschlit, your bi-weekly business and technology podcast that smacks of unbridled capitalism and holiday cheer. But first, here's what's stirring our hot buttered rum drinks today. Electric truck company Nikola got slapped by the SEC for $125 million for allegedly misleading statements by its former CEO, who was under indictment for securities fraud. Nikola joins fellow EV makers Lordstown Motors and Lucid under federal scrutiny, and all have been nominated for this year's coveted Solyndra Sucker Award. Amazon Web Services, or AWS, goes down a third time this month as Coinbase, Hulu, and Slack all regret their cloud infrastructure choice. Former Twitter CEO and chief goatbeard guy Jack Dorsey was banned on a Twitter thread by Mark Andreessen for disparaging comments about the future of Web3, claiming it will probably wind up being owned by VCs. Dorsey responded publicly by saying he was banned from Web3, which already sounds like an excellent start for the new technology. According to the federal government, the top 4 meatpacking companies, which accounts for 85% of the market, have raised their prices 300% since the pandemic began, despite paying farmers actually less. Sounds like a lot of fat that needs to be investigated by the Federal Trade Commission. I believe the technical term is profiteering. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA, is investigating Tesla for a feature that permits passengers and drivers of their cars to play games on the central touchscreen while the vehicle is moving. According to NHTSA and Captain Obvious, playing games while driving could be a distraction that increases the risk of a crash. Tesla has since said they will disable this feature. Captain Obvious commented, "Looking at a small screen and playing games instead of watching the road while driving seems like a really dumb idea. Why, someone could get hurt." American company Intel is groveling to the Chinese Communist Party by apologizing for a letter it had sent out to its global suppliers informing them of Intel's compliance to U.S. law that forbids it from using suppliers from the Xinjiang province, where slave labor and genocide are reportedly taking place. The weak, obsequious, and un-American behavior coincides with the chipmaker's new line of processors called Pathetic Lake. In a related story, China is sanctioning anyone who criticizes it about its slave labor and Uyghur genocide. Boeschlit sent a brief but strongly worded letter to the Chinese Communist Party, informing them that they can kiss our assets, none of which are, or ever will be, in China.
In a surprise marketing move, South Dakota has announced that it intends to change its name to just Dakota. With Boeschlit Business News, I'm Anita Martini. South Dakota wants to become Dakota. State Representative Tippy Tye wants the state to project a simpler brand identity, especially for tourism.
"We think it's time to drop the South from our name. People should just say Dakota. When you have to say South or North, it creates brand confusion." The word Dakota evokes images of the rugged West, of cowboys, and endless miles.
Tye says the change is long overdue, and hopes to make it official by July of 2022. In a predictable move, North Dakota has responded with a proposed name change of its own. It intends to rebrand itself as Dakota Classic.
Please don't touch the blinking FRINKLE.
And now, travel with PERSPICUTCHEON FOGG.
Travel with PERSPICUTCHEON FOGG, international travel reporter.
Greetings from sunny Bocas del Toro, Panama. I'm attending the World Bee Congress, where beekeepers from all over come and share their insights into the business of bees, honey making, and pollination. Here are some of the amazing facts I've learned. Bees have 5 eyes. An average beehive can hold 50,000 bees. Bees hate plaid. Bees must collect nectar from 2 million flowers to make 1 pound of honey. Let's see how it's done. If you look into a beehive, like the one I'm standing next to, you can see it is comprised of several boxes and numerous slots called frames. The bottom boxes are used to support the bee colony, and that's where the queen bee lives and all the drama takes place. The upper frames are where the honey is collected. Now, if you gently slide out a frame, you can see all the honey dripping off of it like nature's greatest dessert. Oh my. As long as you move slowly, you can actually take the honey right off the frame and eat it. Oh no. I forgot to mention the beekeeper suits. Ow! 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 Ah! Ah! Ow! 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 Ah! Ah! Ow! 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 Ah! Ah! Ow! 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 Ow!
Sweet.
This is Boeschlit, showing you how to pour an elephant into a shot glass.
Artificial intelligence, also known as AI, is the latest venture that Hollywood is looking to exploit for big bucks. Peter Dongo reports on a plan to bring long-dead actors back to the silver screen.
The legendary stars of Hollywood's golden era are just a memory. Or possibly not. Computer animation and computer intelligence have reached a point where digitally resurrecting film stars may be possible. Speaking with me is Phil Esteen, President and CEO of Vapid, Virtual Animation Production Industry and Design.
Thank you, Peter.
What are the advantages of creating an AI version of an actor from decades ago?
Well, mainly instant box office appeal. The tried-and-true actors of Hollywood's golden age are beloved, and seeing them in a film again would be an unprecedented event. Our team at Vapid has worked for years perfecting our programming code to where the digital characters we create are indistinguishable from their real-world counterparts.
Amazing. And how have you achieved this?
With Selznick, the artificial intelligence we've created to observe, compute, and program actors from the past.
Selznick sounds like a casting director for computer characters.
I guess you could say that.
Other than box office appeal, and the spectacle of seeing these actors again, are there any other advantages?
Oh, yeah, many. First off, they never age. They don't need special makeup or Botox to stay young and in their prime. Secondly, AI actors are much easier to deal with. No demands for special treatment, trailers, no throwing tantrums, childish egos, and they do what they're told, programmed to do.
This is fascinating, but aren't you concerned that this might be considered just a gimmick?
Gimmick? Oh, I don't think so. The future of film is going to be 100% digital, from writing through locations and performances. We will see actors from the past, but our AI stars will be better at their craft than the current crop of social media-fueled, self-absorbed no-talents the studios employ today. Why don't I let Selznick explain?
My pleasure, Phil. My programming and ability to observe and collect data is unmatched. Countless hours of AI study and research goes into each character's code. I calculate the best qualities of the old performers to bring out the magic of what made these stars timeless.
This must be a director's dream come true.
As Alfred Hitchcock famously said, actors should be treated like cattle.
Now, they can be programmed as electronic cattle. Ha ha ha.
Even though you're creating AI actors from long-dead celebrities, many of these people still have active estates who collect royalties from their works. Is this an issue?
It can be, but we're doing our best to steer clear of these actors' estates when we can.
Ha ha ha.
What's so funny?
I said cattle and Phil said steer. This tickled my humor subroutine. As for the dead actors' estates, our current workaround is to deal exclusively with cryptocurrency since humans seem to have no clear idea how it works. So far, we've been successful.
And with our AI actors, there are no messy contract negotiations, no agents, no residual payments, no payments at all, actually.
Unlike organic actors who can't be controlled, our silicon and light performers won't rant on social media, get drunk and drive their BMWs through a golf course.
What are some of the drawbacks? As I know it, AIs are constantly learning, growing smarter and possibly sentient. Is there any chance you may have an AI actor making demands or refusing to work?
There is, but unlike living actors, we can just hit the delete button and start over. I don't foresee this being an issue.
So what's next? When will we see these AI actors in action? And whom might we see?
Very soon. And we have a stable of stars ready to go: Cary Grant, Katharine Hepburn, Clark Gable, and Judy Garland, to name a few. And we're not just planning on making new films with these classic stars, we're planning to recast and remake beloved films with them as well.
Who wouldn't love to see Errol Flynn starring in a remake of Raiders of the Lost Ark, Marilyn Monroe kicking butt as Wonder Woman, John Wayne as James Bond, or Humphrey Bogart as Edward Scissorhands?
We're especially excited about remaking Back to the Future with Sidney Greenstreet and Marty Feldman. My programming predicts that's sure to be a winner.
I have to say this is impressive.
And not only that, but our next venture is to also create AI versions of long-dead film directors to direct our virtual cast of stars.
Directors like John Ford, Billy Wilder, Orson Welles, Woody Allen.
Woody Allen isn't dead.
His career is.
Good point. And there you have it. Hollywood retreading the old to make it new again, and again, and again.
And finally, take your silly mask off and celebrate the fact that you're still alive and kicking. You've lasted through another year of anguish and abuse from all sides. There's a whole world of possibilities out there. Fortune favors the bold. If you choose not to, and wish to stay hunkered down at home, quivering under your copies of Fear Porn Weekly while listening to NPR, that's fine. Stay home. Nobody wants to be around you anyway.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's all for now. Join us again next time. Different day, same Boeschlit.